Today, we are joined by Oksana Hansen. Oksana is the founder and CEO of Quantum Lens Wellness. Thanks for joining us today, Oksana.
Thanks so much for having me, you guys.
Yeah, pleasure to have you on. Really great stuff we're talking about today. Talking about, obviously, Quantum Lens Wellness and your background and your story. It's an amazing story, very touching story. And also talking about a few topics that once we get into it, bottled water. What's the big deal? Why can't, educate me like I'm a 7-year-old on bottled water, the good, the bad, the ugly, and also talking about when we get into water and wanting to maybe turn a new leaf. How do we do it? Right? Is it mention the healing journey and how it should individual, family, should I go alone, and then along those lines as well, talking about how to actually grow out your filtration system once you're at that point. Is it something that you just kind of jump in and get the whole thing, everything they're going to need, or is it something where you want to kind of grow it gradually? So a lot of good stuff to talk about here. And as I always say, we'll start off early. Talk to me about Quantum Lens Wellness and your journey and how you got there.
Sure. About 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer when I turned the age of 35. And it kind of came out of nowhere. And I knew my health was suffering for a while, but it was one of these things where it's gradual. When you're a mom and you're working and you're running a household and everything else, you're just tired all the time. And that becomes your new norm. And you kind of start ignoring symptoms. And that's kind of what happened to me. And it was a big wake-up call. It was a wake-up call, not just in my health perspective, but my life. Because I think energetically, what we forget is our relationships, our job, our families, all these things, they contribute to your energy field. And that for me was really my start of my healing journey. And when I came across the Quantum Biology Collective, this new area of study around quantum physics and biology and how they go hand in hand. It's really looking at of what's going on your cell inside your body in your cells. And that's just perspective we haven't looked at before from an energy level. And so everything that we do affects us on a cellular level. And that's kind of how I built out my program is I wanted to share this information. It was so mind-blowing for me that I had to share it with other people. So I quit my high-tech Silicon Valley job. I moved to Nashville, Tennessee for a slower life, built a community. I started homeschooling my children. Instead of going out into the world, I actually brought my journey in, and that's where my true healing really began. And that's kind of how I like to guide people. I kind of look at it as a coach is from all aspects of health, whether it's spiritual, physical, or energetic. That's kind of how I look at health nowadays.